But what did we learn from the Notre Dame U game? One but a thing I learned is that Notre Dame and Miami have opposite issues. The reason why I say that is because Miami, once they got up on Notre Dame, started playing very conservatively and very. It was a lukewarm kind of finish to a game.
Call it for what it is. They played not to lose. They didn't play to win. Call it for what it
that
is.
Was like, yeah, they weren't trying to like put pedal. They weren't trying to completely dominate Notre Dame. And then Notre Dame started off the game looking like they didn't want to win a game, but they finished it like they were trying to.
And couldn't hold water.
Had a very strong. That was it. Had a very strong finish, but just couldn't put it up enough to get what they wanted.
But you can't sit there and wait until the end to want to turn it on and think you can pull it out all the time.
Well, yeah. Well, and like I said, in their defense, it was a brand new quarterback with CJ Carr. I don't know if he's related to Derek or David Carr, but I ain't looked that deep. But brand new guy. First time, I think it's his first time starting. And it's once again against a quite good Miami defense. And he just looked rough the first half. But once second half started coming through, you could tell he started catching his stride. He started looking better and better as the game went on. But once again, the push was too late. Miami already had enough control to where I guess they technically thought they could cruise. But once CJ started turning it on, like you would have worried you a little bit because you had to go and score one more time to make sure you definitely got this game under wraps. But outside of that, because at the end of the game, CJ Carr went 19 for 30 for 221, 2 touchdowns and an interception, which is what eventually finished the game out.
Oh,
with 11 rushes for 16 yards and a TD.
Oh, I can tell you this from last year. Notre Dame's DBs hold a lot. If you saw them,
they hold a lot.
If you saw this in the CFP last year, that was the one thing I could, because even last year,
they hold a lot.
And I'll tell you this because we had this conversation. I like Notre Dame's secondary, but even I had to admit, throughout the CFP and everything, them boys are a liability for a holding penalty.
They hold a lot. They're a pass interference and holding magnet.
Because that's what killed them in the Because that's what killed them in the championship.
So yeah, like they
were getting called for holding. So because of that, they had to stop doing what they do.
And once they stopped doing that,
gave Ohio State separation just to be like,
Ohio State's receivers are gonna beat you every time if you can't put hands on them.
Like, you can't put hands on them. Ohio State's like, now I got the separation. Bit bam boom, we're good.
And then you got and then with Carson Beck had a good game, honestly. Real good control, calm. So at the end of the day, what I put on here gives reason to believe and kind of be skeptical at his preseason ACC quarterback ranking. Because there were a couple of times where some of his old issues reared their ugly head, waited too long, didn't read too great, but went 20 for 31 for 205, 2 TDs, and had -2 rushing yards at the end of the day. So overall, like the U handle business like they were supposed to. Can't even be mad at him.
CJ is related to. He is related. Personal note, side note. CJ is related to former Michigan Wolverines head coach Lloyd Carr, and All-American safety Tom Curtis.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So yep. So kind of crazy that he plays for Notre Dame, but has Michigan ties. That's wild.
I mean, we talk about some other ties here. How we got stripe on stripe violence.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
I'm sick of this man's transitions, bro.
Don't worry, I'm heating up. I got better ones on the way.
Cool off.
I got better ones on the way.
Look at this man's transitions. What do we learn from this game? I got this.
So we got Tiger on Tiger violence. Who was the big cat on campus?
What do we learn from this game, y'all? Let's break it down for once and for all.
I'll sit back on this one.
Hey, Cade Klubnik and the offensive play calling. I don't know what y'all got going on. Y'all sucked. Y'all sucked, bro. Like, let's be real. Offensively, Clemson was stagnant. Offensively, Clemson had no business being that close. One, you were up. You could have gone up 13-7. Could have easily gone up 13-7 before halftime. Your field goal unit, your kicker shanks it. You had an opportunity to go up 17-7. You missed that opportunity.
I'm about to say, didn't he shank 2 of them?
He didn't shank 2 of them. Klubnik threw a bad pass. I want to say
what game?
He ain't shanked.
I'm thinking of Colorado. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm good.
He ain't shanked 2 of them. And then you just slowly let LSU creep in. And here's the bad part. Clemson ran the same roll out. Just, we're going to put on the line. We're going to run to the short side of the field and roll out one way. And you know what?
So you're right. You can't handle a good defense.
You're right. You know what? Hey, Mans was right. Because what was weird was there were so many times Cade had the shot to just make the simple read. He had the shot just to make the simple pass. Like, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what we saw. And then the play calling itself was just so atrocious. If you've ran this same, hey, heavy set, we all know you're rolling out this way, and it has not worked once all night.
True.
Why would you do that on 4th and 2 with the game on the line? And I'm pretty sure they still had 1 timeout left.
Here's the other problem. Here's the other thing. So, because this is one of those things that I took that falls under the note that I put. Clemson needs to find a way to open seasons better. This is one of those things because, and you saw, I also put a note on there that questionable play calling will put a spotlight on Dabo that he doesn't need. You had 31 rushes. You had 31 rushes for 20 yards. You only had a 23% third down efficiency. You had route packages on 3rd and less than 5 where you have guys running 10 and 15-yard routes. You don't need to run those. You don't need to run those. You need something quick that's going to get you those 5 yards. All you need is to have the damn series continue,
bro.
And you're not only are you doing this,
back chip and sit right there in the middle of the zone and fall backwards.
Not just that. Not only are you doing this on 3rd and shorts or 3rd and less than 5, you're doing this in the red zone. There was a 3rd down that they could have had easily had you just ran slants or drags. Easy.
Here's the bad part. Not even slants or drags. I got one for you. Do the Hunter Renfro play. The rub route. Easily.
Quick outs.
Because the slant
hitches.
Because it's basically the slant and the rub and the out at the same time. Just boom, boom. Because everybody knows when you run the rub route, because so many teams are running it now, that everybody's playing for the out, that the slant can be open as the guy just sits in it.
You know what else would have worked? You know what else would have worked? A bunch ABC route.
Bruh.
A bunch ABC with a little hitch over the middle, a hook coming off the end, and the C wrapping and looping back out for out.
Because it's just like you have a bunch like that. All you have to do, one guy's going to sit, one guy's coming in, one guy's going out.
That's it.
Somebody's going to be open.
Somebody's going to be open in this because you not only do you have a rub route in the middle of this route, but you also have a safety net. You got a safety valve coming off the same package. It's like
the only thing I could say, but I'm not going to give them the excuse because they dropped the ball, is the fact that their number 1 receiver was hurt. But it doesn't excuse the fact that they had multiple drives to where all they had to do was put something together. Simply, didn't even need to overthink. Simply put, and it would have been easily a game. But
I can't even give them the excuse that your number 1 receiver was hurt. We saw the plays that those receivers were making.
No, I'm saying their number 1 receiver was hurt, which will hurt anybody. But I'm not giving them the excuse because they were still in it to win it. And they made better play calling, and they just ran, and Cade just made better decisions because
situational awareness been better.
Like it was bad. And if we're gonna be honest with you, the score really should have been 24-10 because they hold LSU on that
They
touchdown.
did call back that touchdown.
I'm gonna keep it for what it was, because if Clemson had gone on to win this game, that call was going to be the call of the night that everybody
would have been arguing it they would have been arguing it all up until this upcoming Sunday. And especially if LSU didn't win,
if LSU doesn't make the play, if LSU goes on a run,
if LSU don't make the playoffs,
they're
bringing it back up.
Or the playoffs because of that, that's the play.
They're bringing it back up. And then because like even this, like numbers wise, because I had initially asked the question of, did Klubnik struggle or was he held back? And to be honest, it can be both things can be true, because he went 19 for 38 for 230 and an interception, and he had 8 rushes for 1 yard. Overall, he still put up decent yards, but if you watched him play,
he struggled. I'm not even.
I'm giving him both.
I'm saying both. I'm saying he purely struggled 100%, because yes, the play calling was bad, but K. Klubnik, you have been in the running for you were considered a Heisman hopeful to start the season. You were considered one of them top guys. I've seen you be mobile. I've seen you when you make right decisions. I've seen what you can do. And Saturday night versus LSU, when you had the opportunity to make numerous, just picture perfect, experienced plays, experienced decisions, experienced choices that a vet quarterback should make in your position, you didn't make them. You did not do anything to showcase that you are worthy of Heisman consideration. You look like the K. Klubnik that started at Clemson a couple years ago. Like you were just new and you had never been in a big game situation like this.
So the reason the reason why I'm saying is both, because no, you are not wrong at all. The reason why I'm saying is both is because yes, he absolutely struggled. Absolutely. Especially in situations where he shouldn't have. The interception that he threw, horrible. You rushed that 100%. That was 100% rush throw. At first, when I first saw the play, I was going to give him the fact that you got hit. When I go back and see the backside of it, no, you just threw this. You rushed this throw entirely.
I knew he didn't. I knew he didn't, because when I was watching him take the hit, I was like, okay. Because like as he was sitting there in the pocket, I watched him throw it. I was like, you just overthrew it. And I heard Herb Street and then they're like, oh no, he got hit. I'm like, no, he didn't. And then when they showed the replay and he literally just rushed it and overthrew it, I was like,
because me and you were on the phone when this happened. And I said the same thing. When I first saw, we were on the couch. When I first saw it, I said at first when I first saw it, it looked like he got hit. Because at the time he threw it, that DN was back there. Now, once we went back and saw the backside of that play, I'm like, oh yeah, no, he just, because as soon as you said, I was like, you know what? Go back, look at it again. And no, he flat out just he quick wristed it. Didn't have to. But the other problem is, the reason why I say he was also kind of held back is because when you have play calling that doesn't fit the situation, like, come on, like if you would have gave him a better route package, especially in a situation where you can clearly see somebody's rushing, but then again, okay, then.
What do we tell the quarterback?
Hold on. Let me finish, because I was about to say it. Okay, then if you see he's coming, you got to call hot route. You got to make the adjustment. But then I say, so at times there were definitely bad play calling that held Klubnik back. But for the most part, for 95% of that, it was just him struggling. And then because on Nussmeier's end, Nussmeier went 28 for 38, 230, a touchdown with 4 rushes for only 2 yards. But Nussmeier was efficient. He made the right reads at the right time and made the right passes when he needs to make the right passes. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about who was the better quarterback going into this game. Or by the time the game was over, Nussmeier outshone Klubnik 8 ways to Sunday. And Nussmeier isn't one of the better, and like in my opinion, isn't one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC.
If you ask me, to be honest,
is it play calling that didn't fit his skills? There was definitely some spots where that happened, but overall, it was Klubnik just making terrible reads or rushing it because he felt too much pressure.
If we being honest, and this is why I say Klubnik struggled. Did Nussmeier play a good game? Yes. Cannot knock that man. He stayed true to his form. He stayed true to that's the difference. Nussmeier stayed true to who he was, whether they were down or up. Nussmeier played like himself. He ain't tried to do too much. He ain't tried to go over the top. He did what he was supposed to do. Cade was trying to play like somebody he wasn't. And the bad part is because he was trying to play like somebody he wasn't, he was making decisions that he wouldn't, that I've seen him not make. He's made choices that I've seen him not do. And it's just horrible because if you ask me 9 times out of 10, who would I take at quarterback if I need to go get a game? Cade or Nussmeier? Actually, I'll say this, 7 times out of 10. Because Nussmeier ain't a bum by any means.
No, he's not a bum.
He's not a bum by any means. 7 times out of 10, 6, 7 times out of 10, I'm taking Cade. But the thing about it that I got to give Nussmeier, the man is consistent. He's consistently who he is. You're consistently going to get the same thing. Like Cade is sporadic.
Because we saw it last year we saw it last year in the season opener against USC. Nussmeier can ball.
That's what I'm saying. Nussmeier is consistent. He may not go give you a 4-15 game, a 4-15 5 TD game. He may not. But you know what I'm always going to consistently get you? A stat line like this. 28 to 38, 230, a TD or 2 with some rushes to get us like some clinching first down.
No, he's not putting up 400 yards a game, 375 a game, but he's going to give you a nice consistent 275 that's neat, packaged together, and it's efficient. Point blank, period. And rolling on to our next word, boy, I ain't laugh. Listen, I wanted to laugh as hard as I could ever laugh in my life. The Knowles rolling the tide. That was
not only that. Let's
call it kiss of a masterpiece of a game.
Not only that. Let's call it for what it was. The Knowles rolled the tide. And Lee Corso was the only man to pick them.
He was.
Lee Corso.
But you want to know the reason. But you hear the reason why? He told him, it's my school. How could I pick against them?
His last pick for his school, the last time he got to pick
last pick of his career.
That he got to include a pick, including his school. He picked his school, and them boys did what they were supposed to do.
Oh, listen. What did we learn?
On Saturday?
And as he should have.
He went every team that he picked won, and then not only that, every team he coached won.
As they should have. They should have. So what did we learn from Alabama?
Lee Corso knows more than everybody. There's a reason why it should be Ask Lee Corso instead of Ask Herb Street. In NCAA.
It really should be. But it's like what did we learn here? One thing that we learned is that second half that Bama had was good. Don't get me, it was a good second half, but it wasn't good enough. Because even with Florida State looking like they were just about to allow a comeback to happen, stood up and shut things down as soon as they needed to, because the defense looked ready. It's like because the defense looked ready to compete. Until it didn't.
Listen, I saw, because we can even go back and look at that stat line. Because I'll be honest with you, when I saw Bama, I think get that second interception or that second stop, and cut it down, I said, "Uh-oh." I was like, "Is this it?"
Listen, the fact that Bama tied it at the end of this,
like, because
it was tied. If it wasn't for Florida State getting that last stop, Bama had the game tied at 27 all.
No, it didn't. Bama tied it up because I'm looking at it right now.
24.
So Bama
tied it up in like the third or the fourth.
They cut it to 7. They cut it to 7 in the fourth quarter. They had never tied it.
Okay, so it was that was Miami and Notre Dame where it tied up at the end, and Miami came
because this is the thing. Bama went up 7-0. FSU came back 7-7. Bama missed a field goal. FSU came back, went 14-7. Bama punts. FSU gets another field goal. 17-7.
21. Yeah, 17-7 going into half.
So they're going to half. Then FSU punts. Bama turnover on downs. FSU comes back in 2 plays to go up 24-7.
Yep.
Bama gets a field goal to cut it 24-10. Here's where things started getting tricky. For FSU punts, Bama fumbles, so you're thinking, oh, it's over. But I guess they got the ball back. Then there's 4 downs. They managed to get FSU to punt. And then when Bama scored that touchdown to cut it to 24-17, I said,
yeah,
uh-oh, here we go. And FSU said, nah, we shutting that down. Goes down on a 10-play, 75 yards in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes and 43 seconds.
That was killing it. And because like I said, FSU's defense looked ready to dominate until it didn't. And like I said, now was that span between, I think it was late third quarter going about midway through the fourth.
Oh, listen.
Florida State's defense had you worried for a little bit. And then the other question is, the other point of it is like that all that new blood that Florida State brought in, Castellanos especially.
Hey, Castellanos balled out. I'll give him credit for credit.
Just like I said, man proves that he walks it like he talks it.
I ain't know that man's name before then, but hey, I know it now. And I'll be honest, bro. This game, this second quarter and third quarter run by FSU, once they go up 17-7 or 24-7, if FSU could have just put 2 touchdowns right there and made it like 41-10, 30 before anything, bro.
Because if they could have just all they needed was 1 extra touchdown at that point at minimum.
If they would have put them away, I don't think Bama would have had any momentum to even get up to 17.
Oh, yeah, no.
And Bama would be falling like a rock. Honestly, I think they should be like 17 after this.
Oh, they're at 21.
They're 21?
They're 21.
Even better.
And the bad thing is Tennessee's ticked off about it because Tennessee got only moved up to 22. Tennessee's upset.
I mean, if I'm Tennessee, I'd feel the same way.
I'm honestly upset for them because, like, how am I ranked behind Alabama after getting handled like this? But whatever.
Ohio State 1, Penn State 2, LSU 3, Georgia 4, Miami 5, Oregon 6, Texas 7, Clemson 8, Notre Dame 9, South Carolina 10, Illinois 11, Arizona State 12, Florida 13, FSU 14. From non-ranked to 14, shout out FSU. Michigan 15. I mean,
they beat number 8.
Yeah. Iowa State 16. Oh. SMU 17, Oklahoma 18, A&M 19, Mississippi 20, Bama 21, Tennessee 22, Indiana 23, Texas Tech 24, Utah 25. If I'm being honest, I'm putting Bama at 25 because all the ones after them have a win. If I'm being honest,
That's what I'm saying. So the question, because check this out, because Florida State's run game looked like classic Dalvin Cook years. They put up 230 and 4 TDs. Castellanos only threw for 152 yards. He only threw the ball 14 times.
Hey, when you balling like that, you ain't.
But he also ran for 78 and a touchdown.
Because they anticipate
when you ain't got to throw, why throw?
I wouldn't.
Making me throw. Because at the end of the day, the other question is, how patient are the Bama fans going to be with Simpson at quarterback? And I think they'll be pretty. I think they'll be just fine because he still put up 23 for 43 for 254, 2 touchdowns and 9 rushes for 26.
The quarterback they're gonna be patient with. It's the coach.
It's that coach. It's Coach DeBoer. DeBoer's on the chopping block. He's under the hot stick.
They will fire a coach first before they get rid of the talent they got.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and breeze through this next one because Wake Forest plays boring football.
Is that it? Wake Forest plays boring football.
Did you, bro? I caught a little bit of this. I stopped watching.
I'll be honest. I didn't watch this game.
I stopped watching this game. I was so bored watching this game.
Who they play? The Rice Owls?
They played Kennesaw State.
Oh.
And barely won.
What do you mean barely won?
Barely won.
Hold
They won by a touchdown, if I remember right. or a field goal. It was by a point. It was 10-9 was the end of this game.
Did you say 10-9?
It was 10-9 by the end of this game.
Hold up. There ain't no way. I'm looking it up.
It was 10-9.
Ew.
Yes.
I ain't gonna
Yes,
lie.
it was ugly.
This would piss me off.
It was ugly. Now, on Kennesaw State's end, one, let me go ahead and give props to that defense, to the defense they got. 4 sacks and 7 tackles for loss as a defense. You held Wake Forest to 10 points total on the game.
Bruh.
Then on top of that, they got a wide receiver that I think is going to be legit if they keep trying to feed him. Could do it for 5 receptions for 103 yards. Anytime he got the ball, boy was butt naked.
I got a question for you. You ever seen a play-by-play where they just where for one drive they just put unknown?
Yes. No. That's first. No, never mind.
Yeah, look at this.
I've never seen that.
So I'm looking at the play-by-play of the Kennesaw State game to really get an understanding of this, right? Bro. 14 plays, 43 yards, unknown. I ain't never seen that. Not only that, Kennesaw was up 9-7. They actually went up. Bro,
yeah, kicking field goals.
They scored a touchdown, I think. Because
they scored one touchdown. I think they scored one touchdown, missed the extra point, and then kicked the field goal.
Yep. Oh, there's
I missed it.
They missed.
Yeah, they did. That's how Kennesaw State lost.
Because you had this touchdown in the first. They missed the field goal here in the second. Wake Forest
missed another one like in the third.
Wake Forest missed one. Then Kennesaw State hit their field goal. And then, y'all didn't even get a chance. What was unknown, though? I need to know this. ESPN, tell me. What's unknown, bro?
They don't know. That's why they put unknown. They don't know either.
They don't know what happened. It was a 14-play drive. It's the longest drive in the game. So I'm like
they don't know what happened. And you know who else didn't know what happened?
Or the second
Stanford when they got chopped down by the Cardinals. I told you I was warming up. I had them covered. I was ready to go.
Man. Shout out Jeff Gordon in 98 in the Rainbow Warriors. I like that.
Shout out to Hawaii, period. Because boy, when I tell you they came to play against Stanford.
Oh, Hawaii smacked.
They wouldn't let Stanford get nothing for free. And then on top of that, they told them if we want a bag of chips, we taking these bag of chips. And they did just that.
Because I watched that game and it came down to the wire at the end.
It really did. I even put a Stanford fought hard, but not hard enough. Because Alejado, that quarterback, I said it myself, played like he had nothing to lose.
Because I sat there,
27 for 39 for 210, 2 touchdowns, and 10 rushes for 36.
Because I sat there watching.
Then on top of that, didn't their running back
lose? I was like, Stanford about to lose like this.
Yeah, lost like that. And I even pointed out, late game mistakes is what sealed Stanford's fate. That's what it was. And that late game interception is what sealed it for him.
For sure.
It was a shame.
To be honest, you want to know what's even funnier? It really was Alejado in the passing game because the rushing game, Barnfield 45 yards on 6 carries. Mike Alejado himself, he carried the ball 10 times for 36 yards.
36.
That man said, "Listen,
the leading rusher in the game was Micah Ford, who ran 26 times for 113 in a touchdown and only had 2 receptions for 2 yards for Stanford." So I ain't
gonna front. That Stanford quarterback, Goldbrinson, 50 and 30 for 109. Ew. Your QBR was a 14, bro. Solid.
Terrible.
Solid 14.
Terrible.
Like, Gio, at least he got 14. What'd you get, bro? 1.9. Get it together.
Like, right.
He got 14 on 50% and an interception. What's going on?
Because listen, I can tell you a more interesting thing was definitely the Tangerines versus the Mandarins.
When I tell you I had to look up on the docket who in God's
Tangerines versus the Mandarins.
I said, who is the Tangerine? And then I see it was
Battle for the Groves.
yeah,
The Volunteers versus the Syracuse
yeah.
Orange.
I was like, Syracuse versus Tennessee. I said, bro, if you don't get out of here with these titles,
It was orange on orange violence.
Orange on orange on orange.
Orange on orange. Aaron and I earn.
I hope every Baltimore person watching us right now just hated you.
That's not my problem. Because what did we learn in this Tennessee Syracuse game is that Tennessee does not need Nico Amaliava, is what they said. We don't need this man.
I'm gonna say,
bro, they put up 247 and 3 TDs through the air and 248 and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
I'm gonna tell you what I learned about Tennessee.
What did you learn about Tennessee?
Tennessee is one like lucky or what's it good break, like one good catch, one good run, just that lucky break, just the football gods to fall in their way. Tennessee is one play like that away from being a legitimate deep CFP playoff run team
every year.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I'll say over the last couple of years, Tennessee has been like one, throw it up to the gods, let the football guys decide the outcome, play from making a deep CFP playoff run.
Because I can't lie to you. This stat line is the most balanced a Tennessee team has been in at least since Malik Hooker. Not him, yeah.
Malik, it was Malik.
I was about to say no, Hendon Hooker. No, it was Malik Hooker.
No, it might have been Hendon. Hold up.
No, it is Hendon Hooker. You're right. Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, it was Hendon. Because we got Hendon now.
Yeah. Because think about it. Anything, and I had to put it on there. Anything the Vols did, the Orange tried to do better, but obviously couldn't. Because they also put up 274 through the air, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but they only had 103 yards on the ground. But they did have 3 touchdowns. So they weren't as productive getting yardage on the ground, but they were productive at least getting it in the end zone on the ground.
Never trust the Syracuse Orangemen.
But the other problem is you're not going to typically win games when you give up 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss on top of that.
You got to. I'm saying you got to give up like 9 sacks and about 6 tackles for loss if you want to. If you want to win the game with giving up a lot of sacks, that's usually the stat line you got to go.
I don't know, man. If your quarterback also has negative 27 rushing yards,
nah, it's got to be negative 45 and you can still win.
Because I'm not gonna lie, Steve Angeli did basically say like I can throw with the best of the ACC right now. 23 for 40, 274 touchdown interception. It's about on par with everybody else this past week. But so did Aguilar. Aguilar threw 16 for 28 for 247, 3 touchdowns and 60 and ran for 34 yards on 6 attempts. So
it's not even okay. And you probably know why I'm laughing.
Why you laughing?
Even though it's spelled different, it still runs through my head daily. Don't be like Aguilar.
Aguilar.
I just keep thinking to that dude in Philly who helped the kids from the burning building, and he had to catch somebody.
Oh yeah,
and they told him don't be like Nelson Aguilar.
I just thought don't be like Nelson Aguilar.
And look dead at the camera when he did it. He said, "So what were you thinking to yourself, man? I saw him, and I had to catch the kids, and I just thought to myself, don't be like Aguilar." And look dead at the camera. Like, so anytime I hear Aguilar as a name, even though it's spelled differently, I just go back to that moment and I just laugh. Because the simple fact that you as a common person boldly said the first thought to your brain when trying to help save people from a burning building and you have to catch them, your first thought was to not be like a professional who gets paid to do this at the professional level. Who gets paid to catch stuff at the professional level.
When you have that many drops, it is what it is. And so you know what I thought the other day, or really thought after Saturday? You look real suspicious right now.
I'm very suspicious right now. What did you think Saturday that you didn't tell me when I was at the house Saturday? Yeah,
well, because what is that? I think this might have been Friday. Because I thought I was going to end up having a pretty good laugh over how slow of a start Duke had against Elon. And then, because I'm not serious, like when I saw it, when I saw it,
oh,
Brother, this guy stinks!
when I saw it, because like think about it, because they were tied 17-17 at halftime.
Anytime Duke loses, I'm happy.
They were tied 17-17 at halftime, and I'm like, okay, so y'all praising this Darian Mensah dude like he was about to be the second coming for Duke, and then y'all out here struggling against Elon for real. And then I saw the stat line, and I'm like, okay, now he put because man put up 27 for 34 for 389 yards and 3 TDs. Now he lost 10 yards rushing though, so good for Elon on that. Because the run game overall was impressive based off of the different talent types. Because Elon had a run game, they let go 163 yards total and 2 touchdowns on 44 carries. But
them boys was in a triple option offense running that many times. They said we running the ball and we running the ball, and guess what? We're running the ball.
Because overall, like I said, and I even it was a typical FCS FBS showdown. Duke had 4 punt returns to Elon 0. 10 total tackles for loss for Duke's end. Duke only allowed 275 total yards versus Elon giving up 548. It was a typical we paid you to whoop our tails kind of. Yeah, we know. We already went through that part of the show already.
Can't even do it.
I'm about to say can't even get it to pop, but that's even worse.
There we go.
There it is. I say couldn't even get it to pop.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna just say this though. The fact that he threw for, I'm looking at this stat line, and when I see stat lines like this, it's one or two things: either the team you played is just boo boo, or why did you have to throw for this many yards and put up this much? Because at first, the way you said they struggled versus Elon, I was about to say, you mean to tell me they needed Darian Mensah to put up 500 yards of offense against Elon? Hold up.
Duke decided they needed to put up 500 yards of offense against Elon.
But that's what I'm saying. At first, I thought the way you made it sound, I thought they struggled with Elon that much to where they had to put up, 500 to barely win.
I mean, he had to put up almost 400 by himself.
And I thought they had
through
to
the air
to barely win. Not they just put it. Yeah, they were slow at the start, but
they ended up wrapping it back out. It was one of those situations where like sometimes you just got to pop out and show dudes. And you know who did pop out and show people? The Wolfpack this week. Wolfpack and ECU both, to be honest, like they balled out.
This man tries my soul.
I don't try anything.
Soul. Every day, I try to get out. He pulls me back in every day.
You just mad. Your transition game ain't on par.
You know what? God has really worked on me the last couple of years because I had a joke there. I had a joke there that I could not say on the air. So I will tell you offline.
He said God been working on me this week.
God has really, it has really worked on me into a positive capacity.
We, they, them,
and all. Whatever entity God is and whatever you believe, just know it has done wonders for me.
But at the end of the day, like that ECU North Carolina State game was a barn burner for sure.
I missed that one, I think.
I wish I missed watching the game, but man, based off the score and the numbers,
I know a place we can watch it though. We'll talk offline. I know a spot,
bro. They put between both teams, it was almost a 900-yard game between both teams.
Wowzers!
Total yards between both teams was 836.
That's
CJ Bailey was riding the momentum that he put up from last year.
I did hear CJ went off though. I did.
Oh, man went 24 for 34 for 318, 1 touchdown and interception, 7 rushes for 21 and a touchdown. So
actually
2 total
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
I was watching part of that game. And then like TV blackout hit. I was like, why?
Yeah. They did the same thing with same thing happened with Tennessee's game. It was rolling, and then they switched Tennessee to the Alabama Florida State game.
TV blackout. I was like, what are we doing? I was watching.
But if you want to talk about somebody like just gunslinging it, Hauser for ECU, 30 for 44 for 366.
He was moving like that.
And a touchdown. And on top of that, 6 rushes for 16 yards.
That man was moving like that. All right.
Oh, bro, both defenses just said like you're not going.
We're gonna go ahead and clock out.
Essentially, but like ground game from North Carolina State, they only let up 30 yards on 29 rushing attempts. They let up less than 1 yard a carry, or just a little over.
That's sad.
And had 9 tackles for loss, while ECU's defense tried to be as efficient. They weren't, but they tried, because they gave up 105 rushing yards on 36 attempts and 2 TDs, but had 10 tackles for loss total. So overall, and that was probably the most even game this weekend in the ACC. If I'm gonna be honest with you.
And what the last ACC to the Cal Golden Bears do?
So according to Pond rules, the Bears beat the Beavers, as is nature.
Not you took that joke from the movie and it ain't even came out yet, bro.
I did. I had to. It just fit.
I knew. Here's the bad part. I was like, why does this sound familiar when I was putting it up? Yeah. And now that you
according to Pond rules,
the way you said, I'm like, bro. Now I have to see that movie when it comes out, bro.
I do too. It looks good
when it comes out.
But yeah, so according to Pond rules, the Bears beat the Beavers. Overall, like outside of Oregon State not really putting up a whole lot of numbers come the end of it, both teams offensively struggled, to say the least. Because like they put up the California's offense went 20 for 30 for 234, 3 touchdowns through the air. It only had 2 rushes for 30 yards on the ground. Defense did good too. Gave up 248 yards, but had an interception. Gave up only 70 yards rushing for 2 TDs, 1 sack, 7 tackles for loss, and 2 turnovers, 1 fumble, 1 interception, and held Oregon State to a 27% third down percentage. But Cal did worse on third down than Oregon State did. Oh, listen, do you want to know what their third down efficiency was? You want to hear it?
I'm gonna take a wild guess.
Take a wild guess.
We'll go 34.
They did worse than Oregon State. Oregon State was at 27%.
Wait. Hold up. Oregon State's at 27.
Yep, 27% on third, went 25% on third down.
11?
Cal did worse.
11?
Close. It was 15%.
God, dog. On third down?
On third down.
Bro, just don't even try at this point.
I remember, I think they went 2 for 13 or something like that.
That's hilarious.
And the only reason why Oregon's was like a little bit better because theirs was like 3 for 11.
Hey, they said, listen, we get our third downs.
So had they gotten 2 more possessions, they would have been about equal. So it overall, like third down wise, it was terrible. Now, fourth down wise, they both did better. Because I think Cal went 2 for 3 and Oregon went like 3 for 5.
You got no choice, or else you're getting smacked.
Indeed. But yeah, it was a while. And there was another game that like the ACC went through this week, and that was like Virginia played. I didn't really cover that because I didn't feel like it.
The Hokie game?
Yeah, no, that's Virginia Tech, the Cavaliers.
Oh, the Cavs?
It was Virginia versus Coastal Carolina.
Oh, I wasn't even tracking that game.
Yeah, they whooped Coastal Carolina. I like that's part of the reason why I didn't even really look. I'm like, even if I look at the stats, there's not a whole lot to talk about. That was the worst part about it. Like I could look at the stats and be like, I don't really feel like talking about.
You know what? I can tell you what it's like. You know what it's like? It's like UNC. It's like UNC playing TCU. Cause look at the score. It's 48-7.
Yeah, that's about it.
Like
Virginia just took it to Coastal Carolina. That's point blank period. That's long and short of it. It's like there wasn't a whole lot to talk about.
They did what they were expected to do, man.
That was it.